afternoon. My name is Walter L. Robinson, and this is a continuation of the magazine, The Water Shoe, a serious work. And what I want to do is first, we want to give a few little outtakes. The first thing we want to do is we want to thank YouTube for making us partner. So I mean, it was all about surprise. It was all about a bit of surprise to me. Looked around, we got a note on my email, suggesting that I can become a partner. And but what does this mean to me, and what does this mean to you? It means that we can make longer lectures, or longer films, or longer pieces. And I think that'll maybe smooth things out a little bit for the people that's interested in the water shoes. And I also want to give a shout out to my niece, Glozell. You look on YouTube, she's a big YouTube mover. And I taught her everything she knows. I taught her everything she knows. No, I didn't. She's teaching me. She's helping me a lot with my water shoe program here, and how to present and this and that and all those things and stuff like that. And we want to just thank her for the support and all those good things. YouTube. This is a great organization because it allows folks like myself to reach a larger audience with controversial material. The water shoe has been around, well, I'm gonna clean this thing up a little bit. The water shoe is older. I think the last time I said it was younger, but the water shoe is older than the canoe. It's older than the kayak, and it appears that it's coming out of China, off the Yangtze River, and we've talked about that before. And I think in our last presentation, that was O. The letter O, you look back in the margins there, and we talked about that a little bit. And I think it's coming out of China, and it was pointed out, demonstrated back in 1971. This guy named this historian and writer, and I guess he was a doctor, PhD, Joseph Needham. In his book, Science and Civilization in China, or of China. I have to get that. I think it's of China. Wrote volumes of books, and he mentioned, well, we went to New York and we found the material, dug, got my shovel and pick and dug. And the water shoes came out of, or is coming out of China, off the Yangtze River and some other tributaries to the Yangtze and some other rivers there. Mainly, it started out as a small boat for the guys that's wrangling bamboo. In other words, they cut the bamboo in the highlands and they put it in the water and float it down to the markets further down the Yangtze and further down some of the other tributary rivers and other rivers down to market. And what they did, they took some of this bamboo and made water shoes out of it. Now, the earliest water shoes, and we mentioned this many times before, was probably skis. You can imagine a large snow ski. You can imagine a large snow ski that floated. And so they made this out of bamboo. The bamboo they were wrangling. And wrangling in this case means herding the bamboo down the water, keeping it together and all this, so it don't get, hung up in this and that, so they can float it down the water to the rivers down to market. So these guys bundling this bamboo together And sometimes it was one stick, bamboo pole. Sometimes it was two bamboo poles, and sometimes it was three bamboo poles, but made up like skis, and where you can, walk and move things, and get into the marsh, and get the bamboo out that maybe got stuck or whatever. And so this started there. This started there, and it moved into other places. But this is one of the what we call solid pieces of work that we found that the water shoes were in. But we're here to continue with the water shoe build, and we're building out of styrofoam. We got a shoe here in the background. I don't know if you could see it or not, but we'll start getting at it as we move along. Now, we started, I think, with the letters M and N. No, the L and M. L and M, and we're still out in the garage. So this is L and M, and this is we did a little lecture in between there. So now we're on P, and P is a part of M, and it's getting mixed up. But anyway, you can see what we're doing. Now, a lot of times we say stuff and overlap a little bit. A lot of times we say things that overlap a little bit, and the main reason we're doing that is because, I'm forgetful in this, and I'm getting a little old and senile and all kind of stuff. So what we do is say the same thing, maybe more than one time, but in different ways. So maybe we're getting some answers to some questions in the material. So we look at the thing this way, we look at the water shoes that way. We give you different kinds of conversations on what we're doing, so you can pretty well all of it together. You get a bit of a solid idea as to what we're doing. Now we're getting into the water shoe build, and so I think the last time we did a lot of the nomenclature and this and that and all that. Now we're going to get into something we call rigging. Now, rigging means, okay, we got all the parts. We got all the parts to the water shoe, but what's the best way to put it together? And we'll start with a general approach. We'll make a general, put together a build of a water shoe. And as we move along, I mean, this is a magazine, so we are continuing. So every episode we're doing some more stuff. So with this rigging in nautical terms, how you put the things together. So we put one sail up or three sails up. We rig for one sail, we rig for two sails. We rig for storm weather, we rig for good weather, and we rig for this. So in the water shoes, we do the same thing. We do this way if we're in a small pond. We maybe rig this way for a larger lake. We rig this way if we're on an ocean face. We rig this way if we're gonna do something with our friends overnight, and then we might rig this way for travel. In other words, I got to put the thing in an airplane to go to Switzerland someplace. I might rig my shoes differently so I could fold it down and this and that and all this stuff. Of course, if I have a pickup truck or some other way of carrying the shoes, I might rig it a different way because I'm not concerned about folding it up. If I'm carrying a lot of gear, I might rig it this way. If I'm just out exercising or whatever, or recreating, then I might rig it another way.